Hello and welcome to this video on JavaScript, and we were studying the methods of arrays. So in this video we will discuss more about arrays, what methods we have, some things like map, filter, reduce, multi-dimensional arrays, and so on. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing which we are going to tackle is that we are going to do with multi-dimensional array. So JavaScript it does not have multi-dimensional array. Okay, that is one thing. But you can simulate the array itself in such a way that it acts like multi-dimensional array. So consider a 3 by 3 matrix. So what we can do is we can create a matrix of 3 elements. And then for each element, we create another matrix of 3 elements. So what it would look like is, in memory is, it would look like this. Okay. At this very moment, it would look like this. And then we initialize the matrix element. Okay. So instead of row multiplied by column, let's do it row plus column. All right. Or better even row multiplied by 10 plus column. Okay. So this is how the multi-dimensional arrays look like. That is one choice we have. The other choice you can think of is you can treat a single dimensional matrix like multi-dimensional matrix. I will not go into that, but I'll tell you what is the logic behind that. So suppose you have an array like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to treat it like two-dimensional array. So what you can do is, for you can run two loops like this. Okay. For here you won't say matrix dot length, you'll say 2. And here you won't say row dot length, you'll say 2. Okay. Now, if you want to access these elements, you can say that matrix uh, row plus all row multiplied by 1. Okay. So initially row will be 0. There is no need to make it that. Okay. Row multiplied by 2, where 2 is your row length. So initially row will be 0 and this will be 0. So column will be 1, become 0 and 1. So you will access first two elements. Then it will become 1. Row will become 1. So it will become row into 2 will become 2 and column will be 0. So 2 means you will access 3 or the third index. And then column will become 1. So 2 plus 1 will be 3. And that's how we can access the elements. You can create one-dimensional array as multi-dimensional array using this technique. Although it's looks like hacky, but in essence, that's how it works. The reason is that every array which you see, which is multi-dimensional, when you put it in memory, it is effectively only single dimension. You actually end up doing the similar kind of calculation. I mean, the CPU does a similar kind of calculation. At some level, the translation has to happen to a single dimensional matrix. So in this one, what we have done is we have created a 3 by 3 matrix. And then we put row into 10 plus col, and then we are taking the output. We are doing console.log. We could have done console.log here as well, but I have kept it separate. So let's see this in action, node space array.js. So 0, 1, 2 is for the first row. Then we have what 10, 11, 12, and then we have what 20, 21, 22. Now let me comment this out. And now we are going to look at map. Okay. So what we do is we have another array 1 to 3 and we call map function. So what map does is it takes each element of the array and invokes this logic. So here what it does is it is squaring every element of the array and it will return the entire array here. Okay? And then it will be squared. You can achieve similar functionality with for each array by calling a function which is value index and array. So you can do the similar behavior here. Okay, so array will be here 149 and the squared will be 149 here. One thing you need to note down is that in this function, when you take this, if your v is undefined, you will fall in trouble. Or if it's sparse array, it will be a trouble. But map will not get in trouble for that. Map will simply return undefined and sparse array will be left untouched. So maybe I'm wrong, okay? I don't know. Let's test it. We create an undefined element here and we test it. Okay, it returns none for that. So both will return none for that. All right. Now you can pass the function to map as well. Okay. But in this case, you have to return the element. If you have a function, you need to return the element. And then you will see that squared is squared again. So it will become 11681. There we go. So let's comment this out. And now we are going to filter function. So what filter does is it tests every element. Note that one more difference is that the for each loop cannot be broken, or rather map cannot be broken. It will work on the entire array. Filter also cannot be broken. Now what filter does is it takes every element and applies a predicate on this function. This is a predicate. Predicate means this operation will return either true or false. And if it returns true, then it will return the element. If it returns false, then it will not return the element. Okay. So similarly, we take this example and we extend this. So I have taken an empty array. Then we set the length to 10. That means there are 10 elements which are not there. That means those elements are empty items and array is sparse. So if you apply filter on that and your predicate is true, then those elements won't be returned and it will become a dense array. That means its length will again become 0. It will become an empty array. Similarly, if you want to get rid of undefined and null, you can have predicate like this: x not equal equal undefined and x not equal equal null. So if your array is filled with undefined and null, then array will again become empty. So in this case, the first predicate is x less than 3. So the array will become 0, 1, 2. The output will be 0, 1, 2. And here, x and I, that means I percentage 2 is equal to 0. So what will happen here is 0, 2, and 4 will be returned. Okay, let's see this. So as I said, the first array is less than 3, the predicate is less than 3, so 0, 1, 2, then percentage 2 is equal to 0, so 0 to 4. Then we create an array of 10 empty items, and then we call true predicate on that, and then we have undefined and null, and we call that filter again. Okay, so that is how filter works. Now let's comment this out as well, and let's do find index and find. So find index will find any value which will match this predicate and it will return an index. If no match is found for the predicate, then it will return -1. Find is similar. If it matches, the predicate matches, then you will return the element. If no element matches, then undefined will be returned. So in this case, 3's index will be returned, that will be 2. And in this case, the element itself will be returned, which is 3. Okay, so 2 and 3. So with this, we come to the end of video. I could have included reduce, but I thought that it will be too much. So we will see reduce in the next video, and we will continue learning array methods. It will take a while to go through the entirety of array because there are lots of methods. So, and I make very small videos so that you don't have to spend a lot of time. So I hope that you are enjoying this series of video and finding it useful for your day-to-day work. So I will meet you in the next video with more methods on array. So keep enjoying and keep learning. I'll see you. And thanks a lot for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, happy programming.